It's Wednesday night, and that means it's time for the Lamar Thomas Show, featuring the greatest receiver in the history of college football. Just ask them, Lamar Thomas.
I was born in Ocala, Florida. I moved to Gainesville to go to high school. Been recruited probably since the 9th grade, illegally, I might add, by the University of Florida. I still can remember Coach Solinger, Don Solinger, coming out to our practice one day. Here it is, this guy comes out in the University of Miami jacket, and I said, I can't believe that's Miami out here. And, you know, I wanted to go up and say, hey, I'm Lamar Thomas. And actually, I did walk up to him and I said, hey, Coach, I'm Lamar Thomas. And he said, I know. And that was the start of my relationship with the University of Miami.
Patton, another good block, and Torretta lays it out. Touchdown, Miami.
You come down here, you'll be on TV every weekend, dominating. I thought about it. I said, man, where do I sign? My mom, on Saturday mornings, I would wake up and she'd be holding my hand. I thought she was the weirdest lady in the world. But she was holding my hands and she would be rubbing them and saying, one day these hands are gonna make you a lot of money. She was smart.
So now, here he is, the great one, along with co-host Gary Ferman of CaneSport.com, Lamar Thomas.
Good evening, LT.
Hey, Gary. How you doing, my friend?
I'm fired up, man. I'm still like in shock. I can't believe that it's National Championship game week, and we're getting ready to watch the Miami Hurricanes play for it all on Monday night at Hard Rock Stadium. And nobody can get tickets. You're getting hundreds of requests. I'm getting hundreds of requests. I can't even get a ticket right now for one of my kids, okay? That's how bad it is. And I know all the former players are scurrying for tickets. And I guess today they were told that they might be able to get one, maybe. And it's like, it is insane what's going on out here. But it is Wednesday night, and we're back for at least two more Lamar Thomas shows. We'll have this one today. We'll have another one next Wednesday night to talk about what we saw in the game. And LT and I, we're going to confess, we're a little tired, a little road weary. I think the 4 days in the desert put me over the edge, LT. But man, it's been fun. I mean, just going from College Station to Dallas to Phoenix, Arizona, and now get to come home for the national championship game. And for a former player like yourself who knows the feeling of playing for a national title and being on this big stage, it's got to be pretty special for you to be watching it.
Yeah, Gary, I mean, this whole thing, man, the journey that this team has gone on this year has been a lot of emotions, man. You get the middle of the season, you get the beginning of the season, you're undefeated, and you mess around and let a Louisville bunch come in here and beat you, and then win, and then you lose to SMU, and then everybody's going out the door. Everybody's this team, and let me tell you something. The only people that believe were the people in that building. And it showed from that point on. And I mean, what they've done, what they've accomplished in these playoff games. Let's just say from the SMU game, because that was an accomplishment in itself. Because so many times you heard it, Gary. Oh, you're going to screw up at least once. you're going to screw up against Pitt. You know where you're going to go to Pitt, right? And they went out there and dominated Pitt, dominated them. And I think that's what got them in the playoffs. I mean, what the dominating performance against the same team that, Notre Dame had beaten, but we dominated them. And here it is. They get in. And again, you can't go to Texas A&M. That's an SEC school. Oh, no, they got a running quarterback. Bam, win. Okay. Then Ohio State, Gary. I mean, the great Ohio, sitting your ass at home, Ohio State. We couldn't beat them. There's no way. Even though they lost in there, they couldn't beat them. They were unbeatable. We go and we handled them. And then, of course, this Ole Miss game. What a game. Instant classic, Gary. Instant classic. I don't like really watching games over and over again, but man, I was there, but I had to watch it again. And I think I watched it 3 times, Gary. 3 times. And every time it gets better. It gets better. But to win that game and now get to an opportunity to play in the national championship game in your home stadium. I won't say in front of all your home fans because, as we will allude to later, there's a lot that goes into that. But we will play in our home stadium as the visiting team, but we're still here. We still have a chance. We still have to put our pass on, and on the first kickoff, run down or receive the ball, hit somebody, and let's see where the cars lay. And I'm excited, man. This is great for the program. This is great for for South Florida, for Florida itself. I mean, if you're a Florida Gator fan, yeah, you got to be a little butthurt that you got your ass whooped. I mean, I get it. If you're a Florida State fan, you're a little butthurt. If you're South Florida, you're a little butthurt. Bethune-Cookman, you're a little butthurt because we are the state champions back to back. Want to throw that in there. But you got to pull for us, man. This is what it used to be. The state title, the national championship came through Florida in some type of way. Now we have it in Florida. This is good. This is great. And then, you go to the store, you got the bandwagon fans that are throwing up to you like this. Hey, it's all about you. Yeah, all right. Thank you for jumping on the bandwagon. Yeah, it's all about you. Thank you for jumping on the bandwagon. We appreciate it. They're even excited. They're the fans that probably hadn't been fans since the 80s or was probably just born. So it's just great, man. You've been places in South Florida and everybody's excited, and it's been a long time, Gary. It's been a long time.
One of our loyal viewers, he's so excited he invited me to dinner at Joe Stonecrab on Sunday night.
Yeah.
I already got a prior engagement. Can't make that one.
Well, I'm going to be there.
I know. I know you are. I know.
For the invite. I'm freely invited me, and Dog's going to be there. I'll tell him that you really wanted to be there, but
I really did. There's a media party that night on a yacht out in Biscayne Bay that I committed to go into. So.
Hey, I think Darius Rucker's performing at something. Last at the last
the one on
game.
the beach. They've got a concert down on the beach.
Yeah. So the Fiesta Bowl, they had a guy perform for staff, and that's where I got the chance to sit down with what's his name, Stanky from the SEC.
Really?
Joey Galloway was there. Chris Doring. A lot of people were there. And I was holding my own for the ACC, baby. I was holding my own. I was telling them that, hey, tomorrow's going to be a different day, Stanky Wanky. Let me tell you something. And Joey Galloway, I said, boy, if you come to Miami, they're gonna do something to you, dog. They're gonna do something to you. Hey, man, I said, no, I'm serious. I'm serious, dog. We really, all that stuff you was and that little quaint apology that you gave, a little silent ass apology, man. We don't want to hear that, dog. We had to prove you wrong, dog. I know you're a little butthurt too, but yeah. So there's gonna be a concert. I don't know if I'll get invited to it, but a lot of events are probably going on here in South Florida. This is great. This is awesome. It's really awesome.
But yeah, man, you got that invite to the party at Joe's. That'll be good. You'll enjoy that.
Yeah.
All right. So tonight's show, as always, is presented by CaneSport, your ultimate authority for all your Miami Hurricanes merchandise needs. Unfortunately, Lamar is not in the store tonight to show you some of the national championship gear that they're starting to get in there. I should say national championship game gear that they're starting to get into, because you can't have national championship gear until you win the dang thing. But they are loaded up at CaneSwear, and they have tons of stuff for you guys that I know you'll like. So if you can get on over to the store, 2655 South University Drive in Davie, make sure you do that. You can even go on game day. It's 15 minutes north of Hard Rock Stadium. Man, I just got, in fact, I'm gonna
don't forget, Gary. They got a tailgate on Friday from 6 to 8 at the store. So you might want to go by and check that out. Pretty sure there's some discounts. Friday tailgate at the store from 6 to 8. So go by and check that out too.
So they're having a 2-3 day early tailgate, huh?
Yeah. No, I just went by there last week and bought a flag for my dad to fly up in Gainesville. And he's flying it proudly too. He's flying it proudly. People walking by, walking their dog. Go Canes! Yeah.
So LT, I just got all the policies. Should we take a minute and just do like a little bit of a viewer service here and let people know, what they're dealing with? A lot of people have asked, if they don't have game tickets, if they can go tailgate at the stadium and watch the game on the big jumbotron on the side of the stadium. The answer is a big fat negative on that. People that do not have tickets that remain in the parking lots after kickoff are going to be asked to leave the premises.
Man.
So that's something that you guys are going to want. The president's coming. So
President who?
The president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. He's coming. There's going to be, says ticket holders should expect to see an extended security perimeter with layers of ticket checkpoints as they approach the stadium on foot. You got to be prepared to have your tickets scanned at all places. So let's see, all stadium parking is sold out. So don't even, don't ask if you can buy a parking pass, and it goes on from there. But the point, I guess, is that don't expect a lot of spectator-friendly policies out there in the parking lots. Get there early. It's going to be crazy, but it is going to be a good crazy. And but yeah, so CaneSwear's got everything you need to get you ready for game day. And check them out, 2655 South University Drive in Davie, or at caneswear.com. If you get your order in tonight, you might be able to have it shipped to you in time for the weekend. So, get on over to CaneSwear and get your stuff.
Hey, Gary, did you say that Donald J. Trump was stopping by CaneSwear?
Could you imagine? Oh my God. Anyway, so all right, LT, we don't have a format tonight.
No.
We're going to go freestyle tonight on the Lamar Publisher and talk about anything that comes to mind. We're expecting Heisman Trophy winner Gino Torretta to join us in a little bit. Maybe some other special guests along the way, and just chop it up as we get ready for this national championship game. So, LT, you talked about backs against the wall, and I've given a lot of thought to what happened in the middle of the season, and I just think that they got a little bit overconfident. I think that they got a little bit stale sitting around. 2 open weeks sandwiched around one game. I think they just got a little bit of stale, and they lost their edge. And expected this thing to be easy. Maybe it might be harsh to say a little full of themselves, but Louisville caught them. Okay, they weren't ready to play against Louisville. To me, against SMU, they were, because of what happened against Louisville, they were way too conservative in that game and didn't score enough points. And then the referees killed them with some just horrible calls that really affected that game. But to their credit, going along with what you were saying, they've had their backs to the walls. I think it's now 7 straight games, and They stepped up 7 straight weeks and got themselves into this situation. LT, this team might play its best when it's back with its back against the wall.
Gary, something happened. Something happened after SMU because they were a different team, and I want to say offensively too, but just in totality, it seemed like I've talked about the Syracuse game where we had to run a trick play to score our first points and how upset I was. But then we got an interception. And then that sideline just changed. It changed, Gary. It changed. I mean, those kids you could see the excitement again back in their eye.
Yeah.
And from that point on, it was like a totally different team where guys were enjoying, and it was some different guys being put out there. I give some credit to Pringle. We haven't seen him much in the playoffs, but man, through that little run, he was a vital part of that offense, of that team. Okay. And man, it just something happened, Gary. And like maybe that fire was lit again. Maybe they saw that maybe they changed in a way where guys just start having fun. But it's just been a different team from that SMU loss because I mean, you were there. I wasn't there. I had to suffer through it because I had to do the right thing and take my kids trick-or-treating. Okay. My wife was not going to forgive me for that one. So I had to do the right thing. But I had to suffer through watching that. And like you said, it was a stale offense. They looked like they were out there playing too early. Like they still were sleepwalking. And they made that mistake. Jimmy Johnson used to always say, don't put it in the hands of the refs. Don't allow it to be in the hands of the refs. You got to somehow get a big enough lead, whatever you got to do, but don't put it in the hands of the refs because they will screw you. And, we had some untimely penalties. Whether they were right or wrong, they were untimely. And that led to the defeat. But from that point on, it's been a different team. I can say this. Up until last week, they had pretty much gotten by the pre-snap penalties. They had some pre-snap penalties in this game, but up until this game, for that run, they had pretty much gotten rid of it, and it wasn't a big issue to them. So it's been a joy to watch, Gary. It really has. It just to be around those guys, those young men, and be around them on the sideline. There was no nervousness on that last drive. Everybody was excited.
Well, when I think back on this whole thing, I think back to before the Louisville game, and I was watching. This is the God honest truth. I was watching pregame warmups, and I was thinking to myself, there is no energy out here. You remember that? I think I told you, right?
Wait. You also said, and I won't forget this. You said DJ Khaled was out there warming up with him.
DJ Khaled is running in the middle of our warm-ups. I don't know what the hell, if he was filming a video or what the hell he's doing. He was running around the players out on the field.
Yeah.
It was like
it was showtime. It was showtime, man. It was showtime.
It was showtime, and I didn't sense a lot of energy from the players that night. And I was watching it, and I remember going upstairs and telling Matt Shodell, who works with me at CaneSport, man, I don't feel good about this. There was not a lot of excitement out there on the field. Like, I don't understand. It's a Friday night, a nationally televised game. And I felt like Carson Beck came into that game, he had been being buzzed as a Heisman candidate.
Yeah.
And I think that was his moment to put on a show. And he took a lot of chances with the football that he didn't need to take and threw it up for grabs, threw 4 interceptions.
Wait. And they made 4 hell of interceptions, too. Some really impressive interceptions.
A couple of them were impressive, yeah.
Whoa.
But I think they just got caught, LP. And I think the way Carson played in that game might have spooked the coaches a little bit.
Maybe.
Because at SMU, I thought it was just way too conservative. And the thing that you noted, and I 100% agree with you, is when they opened it back up and started doing different things, started featuring Malachi Tony, the trick plays, the jet sweeps, the injecting a little Pringles excitement into the offense, and they started hitting some big plays. It electrified the entire roster, and it changed the whole season around. And there is no question that if all that didn't happen, and it's amazing in a long football season, but if all that didn't happen, I don't think we're sitting here tonight. I think you're on your couch with your feet up, watching kiddie shows on Nickelodeon or whatever with all the kids, and I'm watching some boring movie with my wife, and we're not sitting here talking about the national championship game. It's just amazing. I mean, you've been through a million football seasons, how they take on a life.
Yeah. I mean, this again, it's just from that point on, it's just been amazing to watch. And the team, the excitement. I mean, the kids up in the crowd that went from the student section up to the 300 section where I'll be sitting at the game. Matter of fact, had to throw that in there. Man, that was awesome. That was awesome. I don't know if they can come up there now, but I mean, I don't even know if we're going to have a student section. That's the question, Gary.
Well, they sold 1,000 tickets to students.
Okay.
I assume they put them all together.
Right, I hope so. I heard that they had some Indiana fans trying to join the
student body.
No, the student body and the golden. What the boosters are? They were trying to donate to the Golden Cane. So so they $100 to join the Golden Cane so they can get tickets. Man, this is this why I got guys. Hopefully some guys come on tonight. Just tell the story about winning the national championship, playing in the national championship game. It's surreal, and I think for us back then we got used to it. I didn't even go to the White House one year because I'm like, we'll go next year. The parade, looking at pictures from the parade, man, that was a lot of fun. I forgot about that. There's so many things that come with winning a national championship or just playing for a national championship. So, I mean, you look at the money that the school is earning. You look at if we win the game, the parade, that in itself, man, that's something that, looking back at pictures, you're like, man, that was a special day. Twice. I got to do it 2 times. Got to go to the White House. It's the things that come along with winning the national championship. And I got to say, I know the 2001 team's going to feel some type of way, or maybe the 1986 team might feel some type of way. Those are 2 teams I always look at as the best 2 teams to ever play at Miami. But this team, if they can pull this off, this is the greatest national championship ever because of how it went down and what they had to do to get there. It's just my opinion.
Let's talk a little bit about the Ole Miss game because that was something else. I didn't feel like the Canes played their best. Got back to some of the pre-snap penalties that were biting them in the butt at times during the season. And, but the thing that blew my mind was the way they stepped up with the game on the line, and they were trailing twice in the fourth quarter. After virtually dominating the game, but not getting separation because they kept screwing up. They fell behind twice in the fourth quarter and twice responded with, touchdown drives. And man, I thought that was so classy.
Yeah, that was that team saying, hey, we've come this far. We're not going to fold. We're going to drive this ball down their throat, and we're going to score. And it was to see Carson Beck. Well, see the Malachi Tony touchdown, that was special. But to see Carson Beck on that on that touchdown, man. That was I you know, I played in a bunch of games, right? A bunch of big games, 1, 2 championships, whatever. Played for 3, but man, that just felt like, so every Hurricane fan, it had to feel like the two great feelings was the Carson Beck scoring and watching that ball land out of bounds on the last play. Okay, because there was like a pause. I think all of us paused to celebrate because so many that years ago in that same bowl game, we got screwed.
Hey,
So
how about? Did you
was a
see the
pause.
video? Did you see the video of all the hand grappling that was going up and down the sideline? Like that's the exact same crap they called the penalty on in the last game that took the national championship away from us. This time the refs let it go. LT.
Yeah, I mean, again, there was a pause. It wasn't a straight run out there. It was a pause because we've been so. I think every fan in that stadium, and whether you're watching at home or not, you just were like, well, okay. I mean, I was like that. I was like, are they gonna? They didn't. Okay. And man, it was.
The first thing they did was let him get in position to throw that pass. Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, the kid. I got a chance to shake his hand and give him a hug after the game, man. And I just said, man, you're a great player. I mean, that kid is NFL team. You got to take that kid. I mean, he showed a lot of class, a lot of leadership, not quitting, just a lot. He's a winner, and he almost willed them to victory. So, I mean, that kid, man, say what you want, man. He was a hell of a quarterback. We got Mendoza coming in here. The last time we saw him, he got cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and I hope he remembers that. And then that hit that the Saint put on him. That was to be honest with you, I don't even know how they didn't call that. They'll make up a call against us, like hurting a man that's running down the field or something. They just make up a call to make it sound good. But he got his ass blasted on that play, and because he got blasted, there was no way they were going to win that game. He was shook. He was not the same Mendoza after that.
So the Tony play, like that was special, man. Like it starts out as a tunnel screen, and then they set up a wall of blockers for him towards the middle of the field. So he's taking on the outside, and he's coming back towards the middle of the field, and he got so low. LT, did you notice how low he got?
Yeah.
And he just like bobbed and weaved his way through there, and I mean, I was like, wow, like all you guys.
He put a move on the safety too.
Yeah, and when he accelerates, it's over. And I mean, it's like all you guys when you played for the Canes and you play football, you yearn for that play that everybody will remember, that will be shown for years to come. Play. And I've seen that one 100 times in the last week. That's definitely one of them. And then Carson Beck, the way he set up that last play where he ran it in and looked off the defense all the way to the right, and then he had Markel Bell standing there to wall off any other comers. I mean, that was like a fairy tale, man.
Well, I can tell you this. So when you go back and watch the TV copy of the game, Gary, 51, the last time out, he was walking towards the camera. All this gut was hanging out. He was tired. He was looking for a place to lay down. He's the one that caused that play to happen because
he did lay down.
He laid down. But you got to go back, Gary. Go back. I want all the fans out there, go back and watch that game. And that last time out, they have a camera shot on him. And he got all his nasty girth just hanging out over that 51 looked like it could have been 5'11". You know what I mean? It's just nasty looking. And I was saying to myself, man, no wonder he laid it down. That was their biggest D lineman. And he was double teamed. He was all night long. And he laid down on that play. And because he laid down, that was that opening that Carson Beck needed to when he looked to the right, then he looked to the left and saw that hole, it was because he was on the ground. One defensive end rushed upfield, and so it was a lane there. And again, I think we wore him down. I think that old line that Mario and
Mirabal.
Maribel that they talked about in the beginning of the season, it just wore them down, and it totally destroyed their confidence at that point.
Yeah, I was thinking the whole game, like, man, this team's got nothing left in the fourth quarter, but they kind of got a little bit of a reprieve because Miami was trailing for most of the fourth quarter and had to come back throwing the football. So yeah, it affected their pass rush, but they weren't getting pounded on the way they were earlier in the game. But yeah, by the later stages of the fourth quarter, they had nothing left in the tank. Like they were moving in slow motion.
They were moving. I mean, and then we put in a new back. We put in fresh legs. Marty Brown comes in running that thing. I mean, I heard before the game when I was out on the golf course playing TPC at Scottsdale that Fletcher had the flu. So I was like, oh man, they need to pump him with some IBs or something. Came out, ran the ball well, but he was, they put Marty in at the end, and Marty is just, he closed the game. The last time we saw him did not close the game was the SMU game, and the fact that they were able to allow this young man, still believe in him, and I think a lot of it has to do with their running backs coach and Mark Fletcher being in that room, because I think it's a level of unselfishness in there. And I'm on the sideline, so I hear there's no, oh man, why he getting the ball? They're all cheering for each other. So when you got that and the guy comes in and replaces the guy, Mark Fletcher's the main guy cheering, whether it's anybody in there. And I think that goes a long way. That gives confidence to the guys that are behind him to know that, hey, when you go in the game, the guy that's starting is cheering you on, and it means a lot.
Yeah. So that like really stood out to me, just how classy. It's the class you got to have to win a championship. A moment where it's put up or shut up, and man, they really put up, and it was a defining moment for Carson Beck, LT. You can usually look back at quarterbacks in particular and find a moment in time where they get their validation or they arrive, or and without question that was it for Carson Beck. Like that was a year in the making for that kid, and to make the big play to get his team to the national championship game, just shoved it up the butts of everybody in Athens, Georgia, that gave up on him. The way when he got hurt, they discarded him, kicked him to the curb. Essentially, they didn't try to keep him. They let him go to Miami. He said first he was supposed to go to the NFL, but that wasn't really going to happen. And they could have brought him back to Georgia. They thought they were better off with that Stockton kid that they played with this year. And he's home watching on television as Carson Beck leads the Canes to the national title game. And I just think that was his validation, LT. That was his defining moment.
Yeah, he had to feel some type of way. Again, after the Louisville game, I get a text from Booger McFarland. That's the Carson Beck I need. That type of stuff right there is why he should feel really good about what this team and he has been able to accomplish this year, because all I kept hearing was, oh, he's going to show, the Carson Beck that we know is going to show his head, and, he can't take the pressure. I'm like, well, okay, so that means he only had pressure 5 times in his career? Because I think he lost 5 games or 4 games or whatever it was. So that means he only had pressure 5 times, because 30-some games is a lot of wins. That's like Gino Torretta. That's a lot of wins, man. And when you when you win those type of games, some of them going to be close that you're going to pull out. That means that only 5 games that they played were close, that he lost? No. So they was in there. And I'm sure in his mind, he's saying, you know what? I'm to block out the outside noise. I got to do my job and take care of myself and trust my teammates and my this whole program to ride it on in. And if I do that, then I'll have the last laugh. I mean, he got the money, he got the girls. I mean, he got everything. He got that. I don't even know what kind of haircut that is, but it's working. It's working.
He's taking on a
Look
few
at,
different looks this year, man.
I mean, that's like a McDaniel haircut. I guess when you get down here, you get what's that kid that got hooked up and he stopped talking to his parents. Tate Martell. That's a Tate Martell attitude down here. You just change. Miami has that way of doing it, but I'm very proud of it, man. And again, when you have guys that are national guys that have their opinion and they talk about you, if you listen, it can really take you to a bad place. And I'm
Yeah.
glad he hasn't listened because, I've been saying, hey, okay, so he had a bad game. Like you never had a bad game. Okay. But I take what he's done. He's been a guy that has that can manage the team, can manage he made some throws against Ole Miss to Marion. He made a lot of throws in that game. They made a lot of key catches. Those guys, C.J. Daniels, Marion, Josh Moore had a great catch. Those guys made plays for him. And I think they all are on the same page. And who cares what you say, Booger McFarland? I mean, you're just mad at LSU now. It's tanking. You got to deal with Lane Kiffin now. Let's see how far that goes. Hey,
You
by the
may,
way, but wait,
yeah.
by the way, we got to go back to Zach Lesnar, 457, 4547. He said, Lamar, find a way to come sit with me in 105. You got a seat? You got a ticket for your boy? Holla at me. Right there, Lamar Coach T. Send me a DM, dog, if you got a ticket for your boy. I definitely will come sit with you.
Come sit on your lap, Zach.
All that 105, boy, that sounds pretty close.
Phil of the President says, keep pumping those guys up, Lamar. Lamar would love to be pumping those guys up. They're not letting them on the sideline for this game.
Hey, there are a lot of guys, man, that are very deserving of being on that sideline. I mean, we have a lot of guys that now want to come to the game. It's part of it. But how you gonna tell Jim Kelly he can't be on the sideline? How you gonna tell? They're guys. Russell Maryland. How you gonna tell him if Russell Maryland wants to come? Lamar Thomas. I'm a guy, but I am not that guy. So it's fall to the wayside. I've been there the whole year. It's all good. But I appreciate those guys coming to the big games and cheering us on. I mean, these young guys, they need to see our history. And, whether it's Reggie Wayne, Edrin James, Michael Irvin, Ray Lewis. I mean, hell, you know who was on the sideline? Michael Phelps was on the sideline in this game. I mean, I'm down here talking to Michael Phelps about swimming. Yeah, and golf. He was on the sideline. So, I mean, they all coming out, man. It's going to be interesting to see who comes to this game and who's on the sideline and all that stuff. But I know one thing. It doesn't matter who's on the sideline. It's what our team does and what they believe. And I hope they're able to go out and play a game, the game of their lives, because this is a great moment in life. And this will be, again, it'll be the greatest one ever, I believe.
All right, you mentioned Marion. So let's talk about him for a minute. This guy came here, Lamar, as a kick returner. Okay, he was the kick returner. The best kick returner in the country or one of the best or whatever. They brought him here mostly to be a kick returner. This guy, and kudos to Kevin Beard for coaching him up this whole season. Lamar, this guy's turned into a pretty damn good receiver. This guy was money in the Fiesta Bowl. Like, he had that big touchdown catch. And then in the fourth quarter, every time they had a big third down, Carson Beck went to Marion and he made the play. Yeah. I was so impressed with Keelan Marion.
Yeah, I said on the ACC network, I think it was this morning. You got to give Kevin Beard some credit, man. what he's been able to do the last 2 years with his receivers. He's had a great group, and to be able to get them all to play together, um, figuring out what guys should be on the field at the right time, it's a lot, man. It's truly an art to it. It's just not as easy as fans think, because even though you're receiver coach and you see these kids on a day-to-day basis, you also have the offensive coordinator who's telling you who he wants in the game. You have the head coach who's telling you who he wants in the game. So you're like the bottom of the totem pole, and you have to make decisions based upon, obviously you have, the Mario Cristobal's of our coordinator. You got all these voices. They're saying, I want such and such in the game on such and such a play. And you kind of have to either put them in and let it play itself out, or go to the coordinator or the head coach and say, hey, I feel better about this kid being in. And you know, it's just one of those things, man. But he's done an outstanding job. Kudos to him. I'm so happy for him. And those kids are making plays. I mean, again, Josh Moore's in there as a freshman, makes a big catch. It was not a great ball, but that catch radius, he was able to bend, figure it out, get backwards, and make that catch as big third down, I think it was, or second down. So he deserves credit for that. He deserves it.
And we take it for granted. I mean, JoJo, when he was in that situation, dropped the ball.
Yeah.
They're trying to get him going,
Yeah.
and he dropped the ball, and it's just a complete waste of a season for that kid. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I unfortunately, and I hope it's not the truth. And I've seen the kid. He carries himself like he cares. But a lot of times, when you have hardship and you don't really feel like you're part of it, so a lot of kids check out. And what people don't understand in athletics, and I tell kids this all the time, uh, you're not mature enough to turn it on and turn it off. Okay, there are only a handful of guys that can do that. Randy Moss can turn it on and he could turn it on and turn it off. But you got to be focused, laser focused, to be able to take sitting down and then getting your opportunity and making the best of it. Because you're sitting over there sulking, and I'm not saying the kid is, okay? I want to make sure everybody understands it. I'm just saying from a coaching standpoint, I watch body language when I'm coaching, and I'll know by watching the kid the whole week if he's ready. I've gone and made decisions based upon a whole week of practice. I've gone and made game time decisions on the warm-ups. It's a field. And so, you're putting the kid in there, you're putting your livelihood on an 18-year-old, 19-year-old that some of them care, some of them don't. I'm just hoping that he can somehow stay laser focused, and when he gets his opportunities, he makes those plays, because that'll go a long way. Because obviously you've seen what happened when he dropped the pass. That was like a letdown for everybody, because
Yeah,
they're trying to give him a chance. They're
they're
trying to
trying
give
to
him
get
a
him
chance.
going. Yeah.
Yes, they're trying.
All right, we're going to be joined here in a second by somebody that knows what it's like to play and win a national championship game, and that's Heisman Trophy quarterback Gino Torretta. But first, let's hear from our friends at CaneSport.
Welcome to CaneSport.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, CaneSport has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. CaneSport, the spot Miami fans shop.
You got to have it all, guys. This is a national championship game. What the heck is that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is my Cotton Bowl thing. I'm sorry.
You got to have the jerseys. You got to have the polos. You got to have the T-shirts, the hats. They will have it all for you at CaneSwear, 2655 South University Drive in Davie, or caneswear.com. Go check them out. Load yourself up. It's been 23 years, Canes fans, so you might as well have a party with this one and just get everything there is to get. And
everything. They got it all. They got it all. My dad, I just got my dad a flag. He's flying it in Gainesville. He's flying it proud in Gainesville. Get yourself a flag. Put it up in your community, baby, because we got a lot of Canes fans down here, and they're having on Friday from 6 to 8 a tailgate party. So I'm pretty sure they got some discounts. So go on by there and get you a little something. You know, I don't know. Do they have this in there? Do you see this right here? It's a champ shirt. It's a Fiesta Bowl champ shirt. I grabbed it. I hope they got that in there. I grabbed it, boy. I was grabbing everything. Hopefully they might have some of that in there. You know, they buy up everything.
All right. I know, Gino, you're not surprised that Lamar went and started grabbing some free shirts.
I thought we got rid of the turnover chain. I didn't think people liked that down here.
This ain't the turnover. This is cotton bowl chain, baby.
I know. What's old is new again, right?
That's right. Hey, G, man, thank you for coming on, man. Usually I have guys come on and we tell the story about recruiting and all this, but I had a great idea tonight. I want us to talk about what it feels like to play in a national championship game and what the feeling was, what that feeling was like and to win it, you know, and especially playing at home. Can you give a little insight on, let's say playing at home when we played Nebraska? What was that? Well, let's go back to the first one. Let's go back to 89 when you took us all the way there, and you know they let another quarterback come in and take your grand. I get it.
Well, I would say this. I think the team that doesn't worry about what it is that happens after they win is the team that's going to win. I think that obviously we set that goal at the start of every season, but I think once we were in the season and even to the championship game, we didn't ever say, hey, do you realize we win this game, we're going to be national champs? I mean, it was just, okay, that was what the goal was. And I think that whether it be Indiana or Miami, I think it's just going about their normal business, going about the same preparation that they've done, week in, week out that have got them there. I think obviously for us, it was great, with the one in the Orange Bowl our junior year, because we were at home. Yeah. The only thing that sucked is we couldn't get any of that money and stay in our own apartments that we were paying rent. We had to go to a hotel and bus back from the beach for an hour and back and forth. So I think that was probably the only bad thing about being at home is we were at home, but we were on the road because they took us to the hotel. That was probably the scariest I've ever been. Is the one time I think I jumped in Tim Brown's trooper vehicle and joined the police escort, and I'm like, we know how people drive in Miami. Well, you put the lights on and they don't even pay attention. And he was hauling 90 miles an hour down US 1, slamming on the brakes in an intersection. I'm like, oh, good Lord, please don't get hit. I was a little scared for that.
By the way, Gino, it's Officer Brown's last game.
That's what he said before. How many times does he retire?
Right.
Now he's got his daughter married off. So
he got a nice house in Orlando.
I just always introduce him as Heisman Trophy winner Tim Brown, and people are like, I didn't know Tim Brown was a Florida Trooper now. I'm like, yeah, right here, he's a Florida Trooper, won the Heisman in '87. So yeah.
Hey, G,
but I think that, I mean, it was awesome. It's awesome to win a championship, but I think that probably both these teams and coaches and staff are kind of not downplaying the significance of what happens when you win, but not really, putting any extra pressure because it's still 60 minutes and, you're facing a good team. You just got to go out there and execute.
I mean, it's familiarity, like practicing at your same spot. I mean, there's certain things. Obviously, we didn't stay at home, but just being in Miami. That's going to help tremendously with Miami. I mean, the prep. I mean, I think I don't think Indiana gets here till Friday though. So they're coming as late as possible from what I understand. But yeah, and then if heck, in our day, I don't know how long we were there. We're at bowl games where it would seem like forever. Yeah. If there's bad weather, the weather's supposed to be cool, which that's good for Indiana. We don't have the heat and humidity at least this weekend. But yeah, the practice facility, you have your training facility, and if guys are dinged up, getting treatment and those sorts of things. So those are all the benefits of
of playing at home, and hopefully we don't have to use the treatment tent and all that stuff when we're at home getting prepared for the game. But based on the last one, I saw a lot of guys grabbing shoulders, and a lot of guys are banged up.
Yeah, Gary, tell us a little bit about how many guys are banged up, because I was standing back there by that tent, and it was like an emergency room. It was in and out, in and out.
Yeah, but it sounds like everyone's going to be able to go, but maybe Damari Brown and maybe Elijah Lofton. They have a great training staff at Miami. It sounds like they're pulling everybody together. But to me, the big thing is
Six is out. He's a starting corner, right? He's out at least the first half.
He's got to sit out the first half, but that's yeah.
I mean, that's and then 8. I just go by numbers. 8, who's a freaking stud.
Yeah, he may not be able to play.
He looked like shoulder was I mean, he was lighting dudes up, and obviously we know what's going to happen. He's going to try to make it as numb as possible and go.
He'll play for sure. The one I was thinking about was Damari Brown. He's got a chronic foot. Selwyn's kid has a chronic foot problem, and he's trying so hard to play, and he just can't get it right.
Has he played this year? I don't remember him being out there.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
It's a tough situation. But the thing that strikes me, guys, is this is the 16th game of the year. Hey, when you guys were winning national titles, it was 12. Okay.
Yeah. That's why they get compensated better now, Gary.
Well, what does an extra 4 games mean physically?
4 more opportunities to get hurt, basically. Yeah. And it's the thing about 12 in the regular season, or 11 in a regular season, you don't have your toughest opponents all in a row. I mean, basically you get to the playoffs and really it's kind of, let's be honest, Miami's bracket was the toughest of the 2.
Yes.
And they've essentially faced, or they're about to face, all of the toughest teams out of that bracket. So I think that, that's the biggest difference is, if a guy gets nicked and you're in the middle of the season and you're playing a directional school, listen, they're gonna take the week off or play. I mean, I broadcast the UCLA Ohio State game. It was late in the year this year, and Smith played a quarter. Lake was, you know what I mean? They weren't even playing guys. Mm-hmm. So I think you can kind of protect guys in the regular season, but you get in the playoffs, there's no protection. It's you're trying to do everything you can, and then obviously you might need some trips to the doctor and some medicine to make sure you can keep going out there. So I'm coming from experience. It happens.
Yeah.
Lamar never got hurt because I was always throwing the ball on the money, so he never got hurt. He never blocked for anybody.
Yeah, I was a great blocker, by the way. I did get hurt one time. I sprained my ankle because I was so high up in the air on my first touchdown that you threw to me.
Yeah, the alley-oop. We brought back the alley-oop.
San Jose State, baby. Paul Franklin was his name. That poor son of a gun. He's my knee was on top of his helmet. Thank you so much for checking that, by the way. Gino.
Yeah. That was a nice poster picture you got out of that one.
It's actually my screensaver. I might even go to that a little bit. Hey, Gino, tell me this though. What do you remember about after the game? Like what do you remember about like after winning a national championship?
Well, I remember the Orange Bowl. We were concerned because remember we were ahead of one poll, Washington was ahead in the other. Yeah. And there was debate. Okay, is that going to stay? Is Washington going to win both? Is Miami going to win both? And I can remember we went back to whatever hotel we were at. I can't remember, Fountain Blue, Eden Rock, one of those hotels out there. And I remember sitting out in the pool area with Erickson. I mean, it was late because remember that poll didn't come out.
Yeah.
I mean, till 1 a.m, midnight, 1 a.m. But I remember being out there, and then I remember Coach Erickson said, "All right, we won the, that poll and whatever." But So and then trying to figure out when my flight was to go back to Cali. I think the next day, that was kind of the after party was like, it was kind of waiting to see if the pollsters were going to just stand pat, and we were gonna win one, if not both. But I mean, your night out might have been different than mine. So I just remember being at the hotel out on the pool deck.
Yeah, do you remember the parade? Do you even remember that? I mean, that was
Hell yeah.
that
You know what? I probably remember the parade from my recruiting visit more than the parade in '91. But hell yeah, I remember the cars burning up at the end because all the paper got stuck underneath.
I'm gonna see if you remember that.
I remember me and Rusty. I think it was me, Rusty, and Larry Jones were in one car. We had Gatorade bottles. We were keeping our hydration up during the parade, and
I bet you were.
It was all good. It was all good. That was nothing's better than Miami when you're winning. I'll tell you that much.
Oh man, that's one of the reasons. I mean that
was the only time you liked being at the courthouse, right?
I like that. Good one, G. I've told people that, if Miami can pull this off, I mean, my opinion, this could be the greatest national championship ever in a history, and these kids will get the opportunity to feel what we felt as far as being a national champion and what comes along with it. I mean, it was in South Florida, it was a lot of pats on your backs. It was a lot of handshakes. It was a lot of, and it made you can't wait to the next season, because you're like, oh, let's do it again, and it was just in training, you had that thought of what it felt like to ride in that parade, or what it felt like to get that ring. You remember getting the ring?
I would agree. I don't know if it's a great, I don't get in the debate of the greatest teams, because I think we played on some pretty great teams, and I take my chances with me and my teammates. But
I was amazed to hear Lamar say that.
I think that to win 16 games, go 14-2 basically. That's it. It's just different now, and it's I don't know if it's harder. I know statistically that a little bit different when playing 16 games. I'm like, hell, our bowl games didn't even matter for our stats.
Didn't even count.
Yeah. But no, it's a hell of a run, but they got a hell of a challenge coming up on Monday night. It ain't. I don't know who's keeping the ticket prices up, but I don't think it's Miami people. I think it's Indiana people, and they're going to be out in full force on Monday night.
So what's the difference between winning one of these things and losing one of them? And when you reflect on the one that you didn't win, what do you think about? Like, how did that one get away? And what did you guys do so right in the first one?
I think the first one, I just remember watching film and thinking we were going to kick their ass, and the second one, I remember thinking, it was kind of probably the same. We were favored by a bunch. And I'm like, I don't know, man. This team's solid. Florida took them to the mat, but they were awesome, and it was a home field. I mean, basically the Sugar Bowl was a home game. I mean, we moved the ball great in the first half, had some turnovers, and then when we had turnovers, essentially we couldn't. Our defensively, man, they were just gashing us on the ground. And it was just kind of the snowball. What do I remember? I remember having one hell of a headache after, because I think I counted every goddamn ceiling tile in that Mercedes dome from getting my ass kicked. Although I do remember during the game, Copeland and Curry, who were their two All-American defensive linemen, they would yell at me because I would throw the ball away so much. They're like, Gino, hold on to it, man. We get paid on sacks. They're literally in the pile, like telling me they get paid for sacks. And I'm just like, sorry, man. That ain't my deal. I get rid of the ball. So even getting my ass kicked for 50 some attempts or whatever it was. But that was not good. Then they just got on a roll. Their fans were loud as hell. We couldn't, we couldn't block them. We couldn't do a lot of things that day, and it was not a great night.
The only thing that for us, I think, just the fact that it was through everything we had done, our class, to not be able to put the jersey on again, I think that might have been the one thing that was most disappointing, because here it is, you had worked your way, you won so many games, and you look up at the scoreboard and you see the zeros up there, and you're like, did we lose? Because you weren't used to it. I mean, how many games how many games straight had we won, Gino?
We were going to be 30-0 if we won that game.
Yeah,
last 30.
It was you just sit there for a second, and you're like,
hey, we just ran out of time. We didn't lose. We just ran out of time.
Shit, well, we need to start that bitch another day, because goddamn, that was their night. Shit, I ain't want no more that night. Shit, I mean, it was just, as you look at this, you're like, damn, man, this is it.
I remember a couple series in, getting on the phone and screaming upstairs, going, "What the bleep are they coming out to? I know they're showing blitz, and I know they're coming out to zone.
Yep.
I just need to know what zone they're coming out to, and I'm going to start audible into that." And I think frickin' Ole told me, I think, a couple more series, we'll figure it out. I go, a couple more series, my head's getting pounded into this concrete.
I remember telling G, just throw it up, dog. He was like, throw it up. It's like 8 guys back there.
Yeah, I couldn't even. They were catching the Snuffy shotgun snap like off the edge, man. They were like just blitzing off the edge. But
I knew we were in trouble when we ran that reverse, and both those two ends tackled KW in the backfield. I said, oh shit.
Exactly.
So if Mario says to you, come speak to the team tomorrow morning and show us the way to winning a national title game, what would you say?
I'd say focus on your preparation. Don't do anything different than you've done in the last 4 weeks, and that probably includes listening some alumni like me. I mean, just do what your coaches are doing. They're the ones that put together great game plans. Don't listen to the outside. I think the good thing for them is Indiana's here, and they're the greatest team of all time, rivaling Miami's 0-1 team or LSU's 19 team or whatever. So to me, that's good for Miami, and going with a chip on your shoulder. But
keep the edge. Keep the edge.
Yeah, don't worry about us, or who's on the sidelines, or who's coming to the game and all that sort of thing. I think it's just focus. You just continue with your preparation and play every single play to win the game. And at the end of 60 minutes, you'll be a champion.
That's well spoken. I don't know if Ray Lewis could have said it better. Even though I saw you on Dan Le Batard's show having to read, man, that was pretty good, man. I was fired up.
Yeah, I don't know who I was. They asked me to read that thing. The best thing about Ray Lewis, as Lamar, I am a long-suffering swim parent, and so before the Fiesta Bowl, I'm like, man, who's this dude hanging out with Ray Lewis? Dude got a hat pulled down, goatee. I'm like, who's this guy Ray's bringing on the sideline? And I'm like, how the hell did he get a sideline credential? And there's all pros and Hall of Famers that can't get a sideline credential. And I turn around, he was behind me. I look back and I'm like, holy crap, that's Michael Phelps. So I had to go take a picture. I was in awe of him. I wish I would have done. Bernadette goes, you should have stood up and just done a wingspan with him and had somebody take a picture. And I'm like, shit, my little short arms, I'd have got one arm to his finger and the other arm to his chest. So,
after that night at the hotel, he was showing me his golf swing. He had video of his golf swing. I said, hey, bro, I already know you can play.
After the game?
Yeah. After he came back.
What was he doing? What was he doing at the hotel? He lived down there.
He was with Ray Lewis.
Okay.
So right. They're smoking cigars and we're just sitting by the fire pit, and he's
man. See, you don't even call me. You call me to do this stuff. I work for you for free. Then you got a cool thing like that. I went home after the game. I was so tired from flying out that morning. I was like, hell, I'm going to bed.
Well,
I went to
I was
bed.
right. I was there after that little bit of with Michael Phelps. I took it on in too, dog. But because we getting a little older now, we're not the same young puppies we were. But
No,
he
no,
showed me his golf swing, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm really good." I said, "I already know, bro. I'm not playing you, dog. I mean, I'll go to your
yeah.
course, but I'm not. I'm
Just
not playing."
what's his index? That's all you got to say. What's your
Well,
index? How many shots you give him?
that swing looked really good, dog. It
Yeah.
looked really good. He got them shoulders, man. So it
He
looked
got them
good.
narrow shoulders. He got them narrow shoulders. Or wide. He
Yeah.
got them narrow shoulders like me. He ain't like Lochte. Lochte, that Gator, he's big as hell. That dude's like 6'4", 6'5". So anyway,
I was impressed. But hey, G
well,
man,
every so often you can invite me to a cool thing like that. Now you know what? I might answer the phone because I answer the phone all the other times. You got sweet nasty on the phone. I'm like, man, what the?
hey,
So,
hey man, you the Heisman Trophy winner, dog, and I'm just honored to have you as a friend, man. That means a
yeah,
lot.
invite me to cool things like that.
I
You
mean,
know.
Gino, you have more cool things than I have. Okay, just let's just be honest, bro. I have to wine and dine my way into things. You're offered. You're
Yeah,
offered.
yeah,
Hey, I
yeah.
appreciate you, Gino, coming
All
on,
right.
man. Thank you so
I'll see
much,
you
man.
guys.
All right,
All
Gino,
right.
great seeing you, man.
Let's get this victory, G.
All right, we're going from Gino to the guy that snaps the football. Our main man, Kelvin Harris.
We cut Gino off of this shit. And there goes our ratings.
Kelvin, we didn't go. We're not 15-0, but we're in the natty.
Yeah. Yes, we are. And we're going to win.
Okay. And how are we gonna win, Kevin? You tell
We're
me.
going to run it down their throat like it's a porn movie.
Oh shit.
They can't stop us. That's simple.
Is Diddy in the
I'm a little
porn?
dis.
Is Diddy in
I'm
that
a little.
porn?
Huh?
Is Diddy in that porn? P. Diddy?
Possibly. There was. I did see some baby oil.
Okay. Just bring Cassie with you, dog.
Oh,
But seriously, so you're thinking that we're gonna run the ball down their throat?
why wouldn't we?
Yeah. Well, Kevin, we can get on the how we're gonna win a little later. But what I really wanted you on the show for to talk about winning 3 national championships, being a part of 3 national championships, and what did it feel like to achieve that each ring, and what was your what did you do afterwards, and what was the White House trip like, and what was the parade like? Because I just found a picture of you at the parade, by the way, when you had hair.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, before you lost it.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
You,
I'll have
you
to
were
see
ugly.
that.
You
Huh?
you were ugly then, as you are ugly now. Just let you
Man,
know.
it's amazing that the jealousy and envy continues after all these years. And you know what's crazy? I guess the first one, now that I think about it, was the most exciting because, I was 18 and I ain't really, you know, it was just, that whole team was just crazy with Mel and Mike and,
87.
yeah, 87.
Mm-hmm.
89, it was, it was new coach. It was a weird situation. We had lost the game. And matter of fact, I've been texting Mario 1989 for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, you have. He has.
I'm sure he's loving that.
Huh?
I'm sure he's loving that.
I mean, that's what this year reminds me of, 1989. And 91, man, me and Lamar have talked about this. We just kind of took it for granted in 91 because it was his second, my third. Both of us got stories about how we didn't want to go to the White House again. It's like, oh, all right. People like, what are you talking about? It's the White House. It's like, I already did that. I don't do that again. Yeah. Wow. Different emotions, each one. But yeah, the most excitement was probably the first one. And that was my first ticker tape parade too. Oh, the ticker tape parade. Girls banging on the window trying to get a numbers of people.
Even the ugly guys like yourself, it was crazy.
Yeah. I remember in '89. Remember that fat girl that was trying to get on the bus to talk to you?
No, I don't remember that, Kevin.
I'm just saying. She almost beat up security trying to get at you. Talking about you was her favorite player wearing your jersey.
Thank you for that,
Mm.
Kevin. Thank you for that. I don't think that's true, but it was so long ago. I don't know. It could be a story that you're mixing up about yourself. But
Well,
to win a championship, to win 3 championships, and like you said, the first one, '87, you didn't really play a part in it, but you were playing a part because you were practicing. '89 and '91, I mean, you were in the thick of things. I mean, the difference between because '88, I was there.
yeah,
'89, I played a small part. The difference between not playing a part and playing a part is almost the same thing, except for game day.
it's except for what?
Except for game day, you just don't
Yeah,
go play
yeah,
the game because you're a hitting dummy. You're a practice dummy,
yeah.
and that's the one thing that these kids today. I don't know if they get hit. They don't have a lot of. I was the running quarterback when we played an option team. So I remember seeing the quarterback from Nebraska before the game, and I said, "Hey man,
Steve Taylor,
you in trouble tonight, bro, because they gonna kill you, dog. They gonna kill you."
and he was in trouble.
Yeah. And so the difference, tell us a little bit about the difference between you're preparing the team and then when you get your shot to play in that game.
Well, I'll go '87 and '91 because it's the beginning and the end. '87, we were all gung ho, even on the scout team. It's like it was an incredible journey the whole year, and this is your introduction to college football. Now, let me say this though: the year before was '86, in which I think was maybe the greatest. '86 and 2002 are the two greatest teams to never win championships, and so I was coming in. There was already a legacy. I mean, a lore. Um, And those guys were focused because they had gotten cheated the year before. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why this year kind of reminds me of '87 because we got cheated last year. And I think there was a bigger focus this year because of what happened last year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so when I got there, you know, you were hearing stories about Alonzo and how he used to practice and Vinny and those guys, but then you still had pretty much the full remnants of that with Melvin and, Bain and Mike Irvin and those guys. And we practice hard every day. Although I do remember, so, Lamar remembers this. You go through two-a-days, and then there comes a point where it's like when you're red-shirted, it's like, all right, you're not getting reps no more. Now you become the scout team. And so I remember when we started, the first day we started practicing as Florida, because that was the first team we were playing. And I was playing outside linebacker. And I remember I beat Matt Patsy around the corner and I touched Steve Walsh's shoulder. I didn't know. I thought I was feeling good about myself too. Like, yeah, I gave that good. Ah. And man, wow, it was
Gary
an
Stevens.
explosion.
Gary Stevens.
Yeah. No, he was the only one because he recruited me. So he gave me that look like a disappointed dad. Like, all right, come here. He says, come here, come here. I love your enthusiasm, but you can't touch the effing quarterback. Don't do that again. Coach Johnson, on the other hand, oh man, Tony Wise, Joe Brodsky. Oh,
They
oh,
gave it to you.
oh my God. I mean, Mel Bratton and them like, come on, dog, what you doing? I was just looking around like, what I do? I mean, Steve was calm. He was like, he kind of had that, that Steve Walsh look like, what are you doing?
Mhm.
But yeah, man. And so as the year went on, I remember that year Herb James was playing corner on scout team against Mike Irvin every day. And Mike would come to practice. Herb, I got to make you better. I mean, he's running all them damn game moves with that jump cut where he jump in the air and he do his hip fake. Oh, man. He was giving Herb every game move he had. Herb, I got to make you better. And, I might have heard Herb say 6 words in the 5 years we were there together. I mean,
Herb didn't talk much. He was very quiet.
no, he used his pads to talk.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Hey, so Kelvin, you were part of teams that won 3 of these things. What's the secret, man? What does this team have to do on Monday night to leave that stadium victorious?
Do what they've been doing the last 6 weeks, bust people, hit stick and bust dick and talk shit.
It's a different era, dog. You can't.
You can talk a little. You can give a stare. You can give a stare. Yeah. Get that little look. I mean, I love number 8. Number 8, he done figured it out. He hit you in your ribs. And he kind of give that little side look at it. A little celebration onto his. He know just how to do it without him and number 6. They know how to do it without getting that penalty.
Well, we're gonna be without number 6 for the first half, right?
That is just some utter BS. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really understand the Malachi Tony hit and that hit, I guess, or the hit where they hit the tight end number 9 across the middle.
Yeah. Well, this is my thing. I think they should take the suspension out and just make it a 15-yard penalty, because there's a lot of these calls are bang calls. There's very few of these targeting calls where the kid is intentionally trying to bash his head into the guy. Now, Justice Scott, that was a deserved 15-yard. It's like he was like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna punch him in his head, and I don't care."
He meant that.
Yes, he did. But Damari Brown will be back. Frederick will be back. We're gonna be all right. I don't know, Gary. You're a part of the media. Why has the media made this team out to be Thanos from the Avengers?
I don't know, man. I am mystified by it. I couldn't believe the line when the line came out. Like, what the hell did that keep from Miami's been playing good football? It's like, how the hell do they figure? I mean, they're overreacting, obviously, to the Oregon game.
Well, Oregon. First of all, Oregon is softer than baby poop, and that's why. And the culture at that school is, me and Lamar have a friend by the name of Pat Nix. His son Gavin is at Oregon, and last year Gavin initially was committed to us, and I got to give Dan Lanning credit. He talked him out the draws, talked him over there to Oregon, but there was a red flag during the recruiting that told me something about their program. So Gavin goes out there on his recruiting trip, and none of the other linebackers that are already on the team really wanted to socialize with him or go out with him or take him out. He came here on his visit. Bobby Pruitt was like, "You better come on, get some of this, man. You better come on and join us. Be a part of this," even though they played the same position. And I told Pat at the time, I said, "That's a red flag, Pat. They ain't all on the same page." And you saw that happen when they had some adversity against Indiana.
Yeah, they folded.
They folded up like a lawn chair.
Yeah, they did. And they for a school that's known for speed, they looked a little slow to me too.
Yeah, they did.
They looked slow.
Part of it, I think, is the coach. You run here, pumping your chest out, feeling good about yourself. Then when somebody stick their fist up and bust you in your lip, you know what I'm saying? You stick your tail between your legs like you went to Gainesville Buchholz. I mean, That was for free, Gary. That was for free.
Hey man, I'm trying to have a respectable show here. You taking jabs at me, bro. All good. This is the Lamar Thomas show, not the Kelvin Harris show. I mean, I'm gonna let that slide a little bit. Let that slide.
That was the last one. I'm sorry,
Okay,
man.
I'm gonna let that slide. Man, yeah, I done forgot what I had to ask you now because you threw that out there.
Yeah.
Dang, that was a good one. I gotta give you. You getting better, man. It's usually one sided. I'm usually the winner, but you threw a
You
couple
had
good
that
ones,
left.
man.
You dropped your left just
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah.
So
Miami kid likes your strategy, Kelvin. Dawson needs to
Huh?
tap the rock and stop getting cute with the play calls.
I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. 2 games ago, I thought he was auditioning for a job. I just thought he was auditioning for a job, and
You
the
probably
thing I
saw
like,
the A&M game,
huh?
right? Texas
Yeah,
A&M. Yeah.
and then Ohio State. I think maybe he was trying to throw them off a little bit, but for the most part, we were on. We stayed with the game plan, and then Ole Miss. I just think he was trying to get too cute because this is gonna sound crazy. I don't know if they really truly respected him. I'm gonna say him respected Ole Miss the same way he respected the first 2 opponents.
mm,
Because when I watched Ole Miss's defense, I was like, oh, all day.
Yeah, they didn't look as good as Texas A&M and Ohio State.
no,
That number 52 at the end of the game, him and 51,
yeah.
they was tapping out.
Was it 52 or 51? What the one that fell down? I didn't
51
know.
was the one. 51 that was the one that was laying on the ground when he
Yeah,
scored a touchdown.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean that his
52,
body looked bad. His body looked. I hate
but
to say this,
52
dog.
was the
His
one
body
who.
looked like yours, dog. It was
Oh,
it was terrible. It was when they
52,
showed him on the screen. I said that is Kelvin Harris right there, right there, right there. A taller Kelvin Harris.
52 should never take his shirt off ever again.
That was disgusting. That was disgusting. I mean, they had the camera right on him, and I'm like, oh.
Listen, he should shower with a towel on. I mean, that is just. But I'm just amazed when I went back today and watched Iowa, Indiana. I said, well, all right, maybe I'm missing something. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Looking at that game, I couldn't tell the difference between 2 teams. They were the same team. The difference is Iowa's quarterback thought he was Jamel Holloway, and all he wanted to do was run the ball. He couldn't throw. And to Fernando Mendoza's credit, he made some good throws, and he was pretty smart with the football.
Mhm.
Other than that, they looked like the same team.
So,
But
in your mind for this game, what do you think we need to do? I know you're gonna say run the ball, but what do you think we need to do defensively uh, to be able to stop
press
this
coverage,
this potent offense they have? Supposedly.
rush 4, drop 7,
Mm,
press at the line of scrimmage. And I really believe, looking at their film, none of their receivers have been hit in the mouth yet.
mm.
I
Okay.
want to see what happens when number 8 drop that wood on them.
Mm.
Or
All right.
now, hold on. I don't know. Nobody's talked about this, but I know Fernando Mendoza likes to scramble in the pocket. But I think he still has some Miami PTSD from last year. Because
Mm.
remember what happened last year at the end of the game when he tried to run. And the
Okay.
first time he runs and sees number 31, what's gonna be going through his head?
Do you think that back in the day, if we were 31 walking across that field and we had a chance to say something to Mendoza at the coin toss, do you think one of our players would have said something? Hey man, you
At the
remember me?
coin toss in pregame.
I mean, it has to be. I know it was last year, but it has to be on his mind what happened because that pretty
Yes.
much lost him the game right there because he was not the same quarterback at the end of that game that he
No, he
was
wasn't.
during the game.
I mean, I would if I was 31, I would be staring at him in pregame. Just go right over there at that 50-yard line split and just stare at him.
Well,
And I mean,
I need your prediction though. I need your prediction because I know you got one.
well, look, we blow a coverage every game, so we're gonna blow at least one coverage.
Okay.
27-13.
Okay. All right, you heard it here, guys. Kelvin Harris, the guy that said we were going to be 15-0, but he did say we were going to be in the national championship, so I got to give him that. Says 27-13.
I asked Rudy. I texted Rudy yesterday. I said, "Is the ticker tape parade gonna be Friday?"
What did he say? Did he reply?
He said, "I don't want to jinx it."
I get it. Well, you know, Kelvin Harris has friends in high places. He's good friends with Rudy.
Kelvin, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You were with the program at its greatest time. You won 3 national titles.
Yes.
Is Miami back as we sit here right this minute?
Yes. And depending on what happens the next few days in the transfer portal, we're about 3 players away from being able to go back to back.
Is one of them a quarterback?
Huh?
Is one of them a quarterback?
You know, this is gonna sound crazy to y'all, but I would put my money into getting Jordan Seaton and the kid from South Carolina.
Yeah.
And maybe one more pass rusher.
Were you talking about the OT from South Carolina? He's staying there.
Say it again.
The tackle from South Carolina is staying at South Carolina.
Okay. Well, we're going hard at George Seaton.
Yes.
There's a good chance we're going to get him. Right now, it's I think he wants 3. We're offering 2.7. We'll probably work it out.
Yeah.
But if we get another offensive lineman and George Seaton, I think we can just run the football. Emory Williams could do this. I'm not necessarily saying do it the same thing, but having the same backs, the same receivers, Okolona and McCoy at guard with you know, I think Markel Bell is coming back. If we could get George Seaton and have Markel Bell, huh? We got all the
off the bench, huh?
We got all the secondary coming back. I think the one weakness on the team next year is at linebacker because Biles is going to Texas. Markway's going to Missouri, I think. There's just not a lot of linebacker options. So Bobby Pruitt and Popo got to hold it down. And then, you know, some of the young guys. But, and I'm going to say this. If we don't get a quarterback, and Emory Williams is our bridge quarterback, we got 2 young quarterbacks coming in that we'll have for 2 to 3 years at quarterback. And you know what that means. We'll be able to get receivers in the portal, running backs in the portal. I'm not worried about us getting linemen because the only thing I'm worried about.
Let me ask you this, Kevin. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
And you brought up quarterbacks. Today's age of coaches don't want to develop kids.
I noticed that.
They don't want to.
I noticed that.
So it's amazing that we got those 2 kids coming in because you know they got to sit for a little bit, or we're going to continue to try to find that quarterback.
But you know what? If we win on Monday, we're playing with house money. Why not just develop. At that point, we got a cachet where you can develop. You got a pass. You know, take that year to develop a quarterback. Our schedule. I look at our schedule. We could put Gary at quarterback and go 9-3.
Damn.
Damn.
I'm no disrespect,
I
Gary.
mean, I'll do it, but
Damn.
man,
I mean, and let's be
what
honest.
is this whole
Went,
house money thing? You tell me you're going to be thinking about house money in September? Come on, man.
who's our first game?
They haven't said it yet. I think it's going to be an ACC game, possibly.
But think about this.
But you tell me that when we get to August, September, you're going to be sitting there thinking about house money. No, you're going to want to win it again.
Yes, but what I'm saying is we're going to be reaching for the stars, but if we don't get the stars, we'll take, the top of a mountain because we've already won the prize. Now, 75 ain't going to, you 75 now, you're going to start getting death threats. 8-4, your wife going to have to shop Instacart. But you can get away with 9-3. But then that next year, it's going to be a lot of pressure on everybody. The thing that I'm worried about is, and I hope it doesn't happen, I hope that one of Lamar's former employers doesn't wake up and go grab one of their greatest players and bring him into the organization. Talking about Jason.
I'm equally worried about somebody grabbing Heatherman. There's already Dallas Cowboy rumors out.
It's already rumors, yeah.
There's no way he's leaving.
I hope not.
Right now.
I hope not.
Listen, he is just now getting acclimated into having talent. Yeah. It's been an adjustment for him because of the way they coach in the Big Ten. And D. Lou has been the most integral part. D. Lou is probably the most important hire we made. I like what Corey's done, but him and D. Lou together, because Corey is not really doing nothing. I mean, I don't want to take away from what he's doing, because he's only running what we ran. When actually, I take that back. He's running an even simpler version of what we ran. He's running what Schiano ran when he was at Miami. He's doing a great job.
Great job.
But the job that D. Lou has done with Ahmad Moten, Justice Scott, David Blay, because you can't run up the middle against us. And not just that, the cachet he has, because when they walk in the building, they see his mural. They see him being an All-American. They see him being a first-round draft pick. They know he coached in the league. You get what I'm saying? So he has that cachet, I mean,
you think he wants to go to the NFL? The way he's impacting these kids in college?
That has not come up with him. We talk like 3-4 times a week. That is not. We got to remember, he coached 4 years with the Seahawks.
You talking about Heatherman or you talking about D. Lou? Which one are you talking about, Gary? You talking about Heatherman? Or you talking about Heatherman?
I was actually talking. I thought you were talking about Jason Taylor. I was talking about Jason Taylor right now.
I don't think Jason Taylor wants to leave Miami.
I don't either.
I mean,
but
Jason
do you think
Taylor getting the opportunity to go to the Dolphins?
Do you think he would go to the Dolphins?
I think he probably would. But I think it would have to be in the right capacity because they already disrespected him once.
Yeah. He's a hell of a coach.
It's a different game. But you got to understand, Gary, it's a different game coaching pros in college, man. This is there's no breaks in this college thing, man. You get 1 week of vacation.
I know.
I mean, I know. The pros, man, they chill you.
It's hard, man. There's a lot of guys on that that are very worn out, and it's gonna be interesting to see if he's able, he can keep the staff together.
Well, Me and D-Lou talked about that. He said there was only one little situation where he wanted to have a conversation with Mario about their workload. Other than that, this is probably the best cohesive staff we've had in a long time. There's
Very
no animosity.
staff. I think it's critical that they keep it together. This is by far his best staff.
Yeah.
Well, they'll probably stay together this year, but after next year, Dawson's going to get a job. Heatherman will probably get a job. They're going to start poaching at us.
Yeah.
So he's got to have a backup plan.
Yeah.
But the key thing is he needs to, in his mind, if it's me, I need to have a replacement ready for Jason Taylor. Because you have to assume that somebody in the Dolphins organization is going to wake up one day and say, hey, you dumbass, why is Jason Taylor not over here?
I just see the way he's impacting these kids. I mean, the job he's doing with Bain and Mesidor is just one of the most amazing coaching jobs I've seen in a long time. And the way he works with those kids and the impact he's had on them, man, it's painful to me to think about him going to the NFL for a cup of coffee because nobody lasts in the NFL for a long time. And
well, I think that might be the one reason why I think he might stay with us is because he'll actually get to coach in the NFL. And, now I'm not saying they won't respect him because, but I mean, Lamar, you in the organization. Why is Jason Taylor and why is Zach Thomas not in the organization?
Zach Thomas is about 180 pounds. Look like he on crack rock. He rides his bike everywhere. He rides he ride 100 miles and shit. He enjoying life. He don't want no parts of it. Jason on the
You don't want no parts of it. I don't blame him.
He don't want no parts of it. He is enjoying life. But Jason I mean,
seems so
listening to you talk, you brought up some great points. I mean, he does love coaching, the passion. You coaching Mesidor and Bain. But again, if it calls, you just put two guys in the league. I mean, you already showed what you can do. I mean, if the league calls, I mean, that's going to be a big one for him if they call. And of course, if the Dolphins call, that's going to be a big decision for him. It's going to have to be the right one.
I think the only team that he would leave for would be the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Now,
I know he ain't leaving to be the Akron head coach. I know that.
No. I would just hate to see him leave just because I'm watching how he's impacting these young kids. Yeah. And man, it's special. It's special to watch.
Yeah, it is. It is. But he's got another superstar coming up next year.
Who is that?
Lightfoot.
Lightfoot's made big strides this year. And don't sleep on Hayden Lowe either.
Yes, and Scroggins.
Scroggins has done some, yeah.
We're going, and then they got a kid that's coming in that I just was watching in the All-Star games. It's a Shari Charles kid.
Yes.
Wow. We're gonna have some killers next year, young killers. And I think that's the thing that will make him excited and energetic about staying here. I mean, him and D-Lou are a great combination together.
Yeah. That's exactly what I've seen and what I've heard.
Yeah. I think, we just got to find some linebackers for next year. Now, the Wiley kid, I know they were thinking about moving him, but I think they're going to keep him at linebacker because he was, he's 230 pounds, he's 6'4", but he runs. He can run. They got a kid from Central. Haven't really heard much about him. He's been redshirted.
Did we get the kid from Pitt, the linebacker from Pitt?
No.
Going to Texas.
Texas.
Texas is putting all their chips in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
Because Arch Manning, listen, if it don't work out, Steve Sarkisian, if they're not like number one when the first rankings come out and it look like they're going to make the playoffs, Steve Sarkisian going to be looking for a pro job. He going to be trying to get up out of there because the blades will be coming. Because they're going to spend about $40 million.
Yep. Hey, they wanted to be in the SEC with everybody else, and
Well, they're the best team. Let me tell you something. The SEC, the jig is up.
mhm.
Jig is up.
But you got a lot of even teams in that conference.
You know what the SEC is? The SEC is that fine girl you see at the reunion when y'all was in high school, but her skin is wrinkled,
Mhm.
her breasts are saggy.
Oh,
She done put on 10 pounds.
Oh,
Now, the thing about it is she wearing too much makeup and she still thinks she fine, but everybody else know you ain't it no more.
well,
Uh,
you let old Stanky or whatever his name. He said they were gonna win the game and the SEC was gonna
uh,
rise again. Yeah, but that didn't happen.
hear him tell it there should have been 7 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I was looking at Paul Feinbaum's show today because I wanted to see what his energy was, and wasn't the same energy before these playoffs. So he had the one guy on there talking about the SEC and the Big Ten commissioner have to decide whether or not they want to expand to 16 teams for next year. But it's looking like it's going to stay at 12.
really? I would have thought they'd go to 16. The Big Ten, I guess, wants to go to 24. That's too many. It's too many games.
No, that was actually a smoke screen, for what I understand, to try and convince them to get to 16.
Yeah, it's too many. 16 is okay, but I would stop there. I mean, it's too many games.
That's a
I think
lot.
16 is perfect. The reason why I think it's going to be 16 is because if we win, that means that, well, Indiana is the one team that had a bye that won. And I think you're going to start hearing complaints about, you get in a rhythm at the end of the year and then it stops.
Right.
And then you got to pick it back up. And, I would just go straight 16. That way you could have a couple of group of 5 teams, a group of 6 teams in, and that's still 14, Power 4 conference schools. Nobody gets left out. And if you're TV, that's perfect.
I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot of freaking games, bro. I mean, when we were in college, I mean, we would have liked to play that. We thought we would like to play that many games, but man, that's a lot of games. And you know
It's
what I'm
still
worried
4
about?
games.
What I'm worried
No,
about, but what I'm saying, what I'm worried about with all these games and everything, where's the student athlete thing? Now since I'm older, I'm thinking about these kids getting
like
the
you went to
opportunity.
class.
Don't worry about me. Don't worry. We talking about the old. We talking about the gray hair LT. We're thinking about the kids' future. I mean, it's a lot of games, man. And
Yeah, but
who's
they
making the
go to
money on the
class.
game?
They go to class online. They don't even go to class anymore. They do it with their computers.
Well, that works. That works. That really works.
But if you go 16 teams, 16, 8, 4, 2, yeah, it's still 4 games.
Still a lot, bro. Still a lot. Well, we got
But
you.
they,
We're glad that we were able to have you on, Kelvin. We thank you for everything you've done. We got one more show. Hopefully, it'll be a celebration show. I will
yeah.
decide whether I want you on or not.
Hey, but
Um,
did you talk? I meant to bring this up. Before we played Florida State in '91, Lamar was in the bathroom. He had defecated on himself, and he was refusing to come out of the bathroom. Me, Leon, and Claude had to physically grab him and get him out of the toilet because he was so terrified of Terrell Buckley. Um, I mean, Coach Erickson got a glass of water and he sat down with Lamar. He rubbed him on his back. He's going to be all right. And he actually went out and played halfway decent.
was that the same
Now,
game that Gino was complaining about the sweat dropping from your butt? He wanted to go in the shotgun because your butt was too wet. He didn't want to go in the center. I think so. Hey man, thank you for coming on, bro. I had to get that last one there, man. Appreciate you, dog. Let's get this
yeah,
win, dog. All right, bro.
yeah.
Thanks, Kelvin. Oh man, he was kind of like in slow motion mode tonight.
Yeah, he's deep in the thought tonight. He has been going back and forth with every fan. He has believed in this program, and he has kept receipts, and he has been telling me about the receipts that he is pulling up, and he is going at everybody. And he's like, if and when we win this game, it is going to be on. And I don't blame him. I mean, this has been 23, 24 years of
Yeah.
not real good football, man. It hadn't been a great feeling. And um, to
But
be
you
a
said this
fan
would
because
be
we,
the biggest national championship of all.
I really believe that just because
Yeah.
of the. I mean, the first one was the big one, right? The first one was
Yeah.
huge.
To me, that was the biggest of all. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that. But this 24 years exile, the way it was done, the way getting into the playoffs, winning these games, two SEC teams, and the Ohio State, and then knocking off the team that's supposed to be the greatest. I don't know how, but the greatest ever. Um, I don't know. I just look at it as one good thing is going as our year championship, right? And also, um, every team that we won the national championship against has been in red. So I don't know. I don't know, Gary. You look at it, man. We won national championships against teams in red, and I don't know. I don't know, Gary. Just saying.
I hope we're having
Nebraska,
a debate a week.
Alabama, Nebraska,
Yeah.
Nebraska,
Yeah.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
So I mean, this could be great, man. This could be I it could be great for South Florida. I really believe
Well, hopefully you win the lottery.
that.
And don't forget, you always can go sit on Zach's lap in, what did he say,
Yeah,
section
exactly.
105.
Yeah.
Uh,
Panhandle Kane, all the good people who uh reached out. Um, you know, it gets to a point where with all the hassle and everything, you it's almost like you just want to just go sit in the parking lot. You can't even do that now. You know what I
yeah.
mean? You can't. You what the rules you read. I mean, this thing is crazy. I guess they don't want it like the soccer game. I guess, and since the president is coming, um, I mean, but regardless, when they're on that field, they got to still play the game, and that's where I think we have hope because it doesn't matter what the opinions are. It's when they strap up that helmet, and they kick that ball off, and you're laying that thing down, and we've shown that we can do that. So I feel good about it. I really feel good about this.
I do too. And we still have 5 days to go.
Yeah.
Uh, what do you think's going through the minds of those kids right now?
It was so long ago. I'm just thinking that I'm hoping that they're thinking about making that that play in the game. Visualizing their assignments and adjustments. That's what the great ones. I always talk about that. The great ones, night before the game, they go through every play and they visualize being great. Whether it's that block, whether it's that catch, just lining up perfect to make the spacing right. Running that route, making that tackle, getting the interception. I mean, all of these things. I'm hoping that they're really thinking about because they manifest because you're thinking positive. You're thinking, okay, I've already been down this situation in my thoughts. So there's nothing you can throw at me I haven't seen. you know. So you bring something, I'm calling out. I'm hoping you go into that coverage. I'm hoping you overplay. I'm hoping you make that drop because I know where you're going to be. The quarterback's going to hit me right. I'm going to split that seam. I mean, these are things that you're hoping that I'm thinking that in a game like this, you're just sitting there in bed because you're still saying, man, a couple of days we playing in the national championship game. It's gonna be great. And so again, we talked about this with Kelvin. I mean, it gets to a point we were playing for so many that you kind of take things for granted, not thinking that they would ever go away.
Right.
And they went away,
They
and
did.
they went away. I think and it's been so long, and so again, when that ball hit the ground, I paused because I was so used to that disappointment because I was there when they called the penalty against Ohio State. So I'm really excited for these guys, man, because this is I'm excited for a program. I'm excited for Mario, excited for the president. I'm excited for the University of Miami, and most importantly, I'm excited for these kids to get to experience this and win this game. You get the love that we always talk about, Michael and I. You do well in Miami. You come back here 40 years and they're still talking about you and giving you love. And it's something to signing someone's autograph and them saying, man, you might not remember this, but you gave me your wristband when I was 13.
Right.
After the national championship game, man, you gave me the water bottle. It's things that you don't even, but people remember because it's such a big deal. And I'm just happy that they're getting a chance to live this out and we'll win the game. They're gonna live it out even more by having that parade and it's just gonna be a great experience for them.
Hey, Michael, let me go out and party with him. That was something else. Woo! Woo! That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all you can say.
All right. All right. So before we go, we just talked about what's going through the minds of the kids. What's going through Mario's mind? You work so hard to make this happen.
Yeah. It has to be, I'm right here. I'm right at where I said I wanted to be. I'm right here. Like everything I've said is manifested. We're in the championship game. I have an opportunity to take this thing over. I think that's what's going in his head that hey, let's not screw this up. Let's just do it. Let's play hard. Let's play physical. And let's do it. We've done this whole, especially since SMU, how we played. Let's just continue to play that way. I got a chance to be in that locker room during halftime, and that's pretty much what the speech was. Let's just continue to play, man. This is we got here because we play hard. We make plays. And let's cut down on the dumb penalties, but let's continue to play. This is how we got here. And, it was flashbacks of Jimmy Johnson. It was flashbacks of Dennis Harrison standing up there talking to these kids. And, to go out there in the second half, and especially in the fourth quarter when we raised those four fingers to be able to pull it out. That was a big deal. Big deal.
All right, LT. Well, great show tonight. We'll go back to the ticket hunt. Try to see if we can get everybody inside the stadium. And man, it's gonna be something else on Monday night. Can't wait. Yeah. I know you can't wait either. So we'll be back next Wednesday night to talk about it and reflect, and hopefully we're reflecting on good things. So got to thank CaneSport once again for sponsoring the Lamar Thomas Show all season. Don't forget to go get your national championship gear at CaneSport at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, or CaneSport.com. They are loaded up. They got a big tailgate party over there on Friday, 6 o'clock, LT?
Yeah, 6 to 8.
Tailgate party over at CaneSport. So, great time to go by, get yourself some stuff. Not sure what else they'll be doing at the party, but whatever, who cares? They do have tons of stuff for you. So make sure you get on by CaneSport. And if you can't get to the store, go to CaneSport.com. So for Lamar Thomas, I'm Gary Ferman. We thank you so much for joining us tonight. And we will hopefully see a lot of you at the stadium on Monday night. Get there early, okay? It is going to be a disaster right around the perimeter of that stadium with all the extra fencing, security, and checkpoints and everything else they're going to have going on there. Get out there early. Have a great time. National championship game once again. It's been a long time coming. So enjoy it, everybody. We'll see you here next Wednesday night for the next Lamar Thomas Show. Have a great night.
Go Canes.